Hey there guys, gals, and non-binary pals, GM Potter here. Welcome to my channel where I talk about books and bookish things. I upload on Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Central Time with some extra videos sprinkled in here and there like we are in December right now. So I have my year-end wrap-up videos going on. And I am an independent author, an avid reader, and a cat mom of 3. And today I want to talk about the 10 worst books I read in 2025. Let's get into it. So these are going in order from, in no particular order. I have 8 one-star books that I read this year, and the two are the 2 worst 2-star books. So let's start with the 2-star books that I read. The first of which is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and that one was just frustrating. I wanted to like it so bad. The person at the bookstore was like, "You're gonna love this book." Like, I was picking up Murderbot at the same time, and it's like, if you like Murderbot, you're gonna love this book. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be great. I'm like, okay, I'm in. And then it was a 2-star book. There was no, like, I could tell I was supposed to be feeling sweeping emotions and at the majestic grandeur of the human experience and it's a fish out of water, and it just felt like it was trying to be several other better books and failing miserably. Like, it wanted to be Anne McCaffrey's Ship Who series, and it wanted to be Firefly, and it wanted to be any better fish out of water story that there is on the planet, and it just failed at all of them. It just failed at everything it set out to do. It failed at. And it was 2 stars because it wasn't one of the worst books I've read, but I have no interest in keeping it, rereading it. It's a series. I have no interest in continuing the series, in anything to do with the series. The other 2-star book I read was Dream Count, which I also reviewed here on this channel. And that one, I have since been informed in the comments that the author is incredibly transphobic. That aside, she's not a good storyteller. Like, she's a good writer. Like, she's good at the craft of writing. But at storytelling, she was just awful. And it wasn't, the book itself, her personal politics aside, the book itself wasn't bad enough to be 1 star, but only barely. Like, if she wasn't good at grand sweeping prose, if it had been clunkier, and it was fairly clunky, if it had been any clunkier, it would have been a 1-star book. So, and then we move on to the 1-star books I read this year. Coming in with Ace, What Asexuality Reveals About Desire, Society, and the Meaning of Sex by Angela Chen. This one was, I read because it came up on, suggested on my Libby app, and I was like, ooh, this looks fascinating, I'll read it. It's a nonfiction book, I'm very interested in the topic, I have loved ones who are ace. It doesn't work with anybody else's lived experience. It's only the author's experience. And yes, it's a journey of her. From the book blurb, journalist Angela Chen uses her own journey of self-discovery as an asexual person to unpretentiously educate and vulnerably connect with readers. It's just her lived experience, and anything else outside of her particular lived experience, you're not a real ace. Like, it's very much a no true Scotsman fallacy, the book. Incredibly frustrating. I was frustrated. It was frustrating. And it was just bad. It wasn't engaging. It was 210 pages of bullshit, basically. Coming in next, I have Guild, which I read, I think I reviewed that one over on my Patreon where I review spicier books. That one is a King Midas erotic retelling, and like, we have sexual slavery, we have assault, we have being sold off, we have all these things that could make for interesting storytelling, and it was just bad. It was just bad. Like, it was bad writing, it was bad storytelling, it was bad syntax and word choice, the dialogue was clunky, the characters were not expanded on, including our main character was not expanded on enough. Like, everybody felt wooden and barely two-dimensional. Like, some of the characters were one-dimensional, like King Midas was one-dimensional character, and it just, I kept getting recommended this book on, like, if you like smut, this one's got lots of plot and it's got lots of smut, and I'm like, okay, I'll read it. The smut wasn't good and was barely there. It opens with an orgy scene, and it's told in the most boring way. Like, she made me bored at an orgy. Like, how do you do that in a smut book? And it was just bad. It was bad writing, and there's no excuse for bad writing. Another one that I read that was 1 star was Restoring Your Digestive Health. And this one is 1 star because it's basically plagiarized from Wikipedia. Like, I have Crohn's and irritable bowel, and I was reading it because I wanted more information. I wanted to dig deeper on what's going on, things I could do. Like, is there anything I can do outside of medications or to help support my medications, get them to work better? Like, this was before I officially got I read it before I officially got my Crohn's diagnosis this year and started medication for it. The medications I was taking previously were not working very well. And I had read the Wikipedia article on IBD and IBS, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'll read this book that I found on Amazon and go from there. And it's plagiarized from the Wikipedia article. Then we have Give Me Butterflies, which just felt like an Allie Hazelwood knockoff in the worst way. Like, it's a woman in STEM. She works at a museum, and she's a woman in STEM. I'm like, cool. What does she do? Well, she wants a baby. I'm like, okay. Does she want anything else? No. She's in enemies with this coworker, but he's really hot, so no. And I was like, okay, this is barely enemies to lover. Like, I listened to it on audiobook because it was it was one of those that, like, if you've read this, you would like this kind of things on Libby, and it was just bad. It was bad writing. It was lazy writing. It was 100% like, no, it's just bad. It's just bad. There's also Wuthering Nights, which is an erotic retelling of Wuthering Heights. And this one involves rape. Like, it makes Heathcliff a rapist. But it's okay because he's hot. But she's still actively saying no. She's actively saying no. She's not rape by assumption or rape in that he didn't get enthusiastic. No, she is actively saying no. And he does it anyway. And but it's okay because he's hot. And after he's done, she's like, oh, well, I guess. I was like, honey, go to the police. Go to somebody. This is a crime. And it's like, I just couldn't with that book. That one is probably tied for worst book I read this year with Restoring Your Digestive Health because of the crimes against classic literature it committed. And Digestive Health is just plagiarized. There is also The Book Swap, which was 1 star because it was just so bad. It's a good man will fix your need for needing to go to therapy. Like, she has a deceased friend who she actively sees, like, full visions of, that she has conversations with. But when she starts dating this guy, all of her mental health problems just go away and she's magically better. And it's like, honey, you need therapy and maybe medication. And it's like, no, I just need a good man. I just need the love of a good man. And it's like, ugh, yuck, just yuck. And then Boys with Sharp Teeth. This one was, I think I also reviewed it on here, marketed itself as a queer romance, as like an MMF romance, but somehow young adult or new adult, and it's like supposed to be dark academia, but it's set at a high school, and like, this is another one where just hot guys will make you forget all about everything else and forget what you're doing and what you need to do and who you are but they're hot and they're giving me attention, and that's all I want in life is attention from hot men. And it was just icky and bad writing and clunky writing and bad dialogue. The last one I want to talk about is Jawbone, which I reviewed on this channel, and that one was translated from Spanish. It takes place, I want to say, in Guatemala, and it was just hard to follow, and clunky and made no sense and was trying so hard to be weird and shocking that it was just trying so hard to be a shocking novel that, oh my god, this is so shocking, that it just fell flat on every other metric that you could grade a book by. And I feel like maybe it lost something in translation, that maybe if I read it in Spanish I would get something more out of it, but also I don't want to read it again because it was so bad. And yeah, that one was just fairly awful. But hey, it checked off a box on my Herkyet challenge for translated work, so I didn't get nothing out of it. What is the worst book you read this year? Like, I would love to know what books you hated, what books you were disgusted by, what books just made you angry when you read them for whatever reason, so I can stay away from those books or defend them if I've read them and I liked them. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.